Leadership. We think we understand it, but what if the most profound model of leadership comes from an ancient metaphor about shepherds? Today, we're exploring how this unexpected source challenges everything modern business schools teach about power and influence.
That's such an interesting angle to explore. The contrast between our modern corporate leadership models and this ancient wisdom really highlights some surprising gaps in how we develop leaders today.
You know what fascinates me most? The text describes how a true leader knows each follower individually, their hopes, fears, strengths, and weaknesses. In our era of big data and AI driven management, we've somehow lost this deeply personal element of leadership.
Well, that reminds me of a recent Harvard Business Review study showing that 76% of employees feel their managers don't know their personal career goals. Pretty stark contrast to this model of intimate knowledge, isn't it?
Exactly. And here's what's really interesting. This book of John presents security not through control or restriction, but through relationship and trust. The followers are free to come in and go out, yet remain secure. How different is that from our modern obsession with monitoring and measuring everything?
Hmm, that's particularly relevant, given that recent Gallup polls show only 21% of employees feel truly engaged at work. Maybe there's something to this more relationship-based approach?
Speaking of relationships, let's talk about this fascinating distinction between true and false leaders. The text describes false leaders as those who climb in some other way, rather than entering properly. It's like modern leaders who try to shortcut their way to authority instead of earning trust organically.
You know what's interesting about that? Studies show that 57% of employees quit specifically because of their relationship with their manager. Seems like we're still struggling with this same issue of authentic versus inauthentic leadership.
And let's dive into this concept of abundant life that the text mentions. It's careful to clarify that this doesn't mean a problem free existence, but rather having the resources and guidance to navigate both success and challenges. How different is that from the typical corporate promise of nothing but growth and success?
That's exactly what caught my attention. Instead of promising endless success, it's about providing support through both the highs and lows. How do you see this translating to modern leadership contexts?
Well, look at companies like Patagonia that have embraced this more holistic approach to leadership. They focus on employee well being and environmental stewardship alongside profit, and their employee retention rate is twice the industry average. It's a modern example of leadership that goes beyond just bottom line metrics.
The way this connects to current workplace dynamics is fascinating. It really challenges our typical hierarchical structures, doesn't it?
Absolutely right. And here's another crucial aspect. The text talks about other sheep not of this fold becoming one flock. In our increasingly diverse and global workplace, that's a powerful model for inclusive leadership that brings people together while preserving their individual identities.
That reminds me of research showing diverse teams outperform homogeneous ones by 35%, but only when there's inclusive leadership in place.
You know what really stands out? The voluntary nature of this leadership model. The shepherd leads from the front rather than driving from behind. Recent studies show that companies with leaders who demonstrate this kind of servant leadership see 15% better employee performance and 50% better retention rates.
The implications for modern organizations are pretty profound when you think about it. Instead of maintaining professional distance, it suggests effective leadership requires genuine connection.
As we wrap up, I think what's most striking is how this ancient metaphor challenges our modern assumptions about leadership. It's not about power or control, it's about relationship, sacrifice, and genuine care for others' well being. The data consistently shows that organizations embracing these principles outperform those stuck in traditional command and control models.
The lasting impact really comes down to meeting fundamental human needs for guidance, protection, and genuine connection. When leadership addresses these deep needs, it creates something far more powerful than mere authority could ever achieve.
And at the heart of all this stands Jesus, the Good Shepherd, not merely as a symbol, but as the living reality of what true leadership looks like. He doesn't just illustrate leadership principles. He is the leader who knows each of us by name, walks with us, protects us, and willingly lays down his life for us. His leadership isn't theoretical. It's personal, sacrificial, and eternal. In Jesus, we don't just find a model to admire. We find the shepherd our hearts have always needed.